What's up, everybody? It's Mark from SoCal Park Secrets again. So we're going to do another video here the way I did the Haunted Mansion one. This one is about the Pirates of the Caribbean ride in all of the Disneyland parks. So first off, the original one, which was one in Anaheim, California in Disneyland, opened in 1967. And immediately it began to be a favorite of park guests. 46 years, 3 additional attractions in the parks around the world, 4 movies, and countless toys, games, and other merchandise. The Pirates are still going strong, so here are 10 amazing facts about the classic Disney ride that you most likely didn't know. Number 1, Pirates of the Caribbean was not among the attractions that the first visitors of Disneyland saw. New Orleans Square, the section where the park is, wasn't built until 1966, which was 11 years after the park opened. But the idea for a pirate-themed attraction for Disneyland was around since the 1950s. One of the earliest ideas for the Pirates of the Caribbean was a pirate museum to be housed underneath New Orleans Square. However, you guys know, they ended up making it the Pirate Water Ride. Pirates was also the last attraction to have Walt Disney himself personally oversee its construction. Walt Disney passed away in December of 1966, and Pirates opened to the public in March of 1967. So he was there for the construction of it, but was not around for when it actually opened. So he never got to see what a beloved ride he had created. Number 2, you could hear a lot of different regular voices in various pirates and townfolks. The actors from the movies all provide their voices for their respective characters. Several of the main pirate unique to the ride are voiced by Paul Frees, who has the voice of the ghost host at the Haunted Mansion, Donald's uncle Ludwig von Drake, and countless other characters for Disney, including Jay Ward, Rankin and Bass, Thurl Ravenscroft, which, if you guys remember, I did the video about the Haunted Mansion the other day. He is one of the singing ghosts in the Haunted Mansion. So he could also he's one of the other people that you could hear on that ride. So you got to listen really carefully. If you guys remember his voice from the Haunted Mansion, listen to where he is. Number 3, while waiting. Okay, in Florida, they have that scene where we have after you go down the drop, where there's those two pirates playing chess. So in Florida, they're actually in the queue. So a popular rumor states that board is set up in a stalemate, implying that 2 pirates sat playing the game until they were unable to make a move, until both had died. But the internet has yet to reach a consensus on whether or not this is true or not. Some sources claim that the pieces are arranged to suggest that the game cannot be won. Others, such as the Florida Project, have photos showing that the pieces are not in a stalemate configuration and don't even stay in the same place, which means they might move the pieces around every so often just to make it look like they're still playing. Number 4, this one, it's kind of a no-brainer, but it's still a cool fact about it. Both the Disneyland and Walt Disney World versions of the Pirates feature a battle between pirate ships and the town's fortress, with both sides lobbing cannonballs at each other. Of course, since launching heavy metal balls over guests' heads is a lawsuit waiting to happen, no actual cannonballs are used. Moving cannons, flashing of lights, and a blast from underneath the wave give the illusion of the projectiles being fired and hitting the water. The recent addition was an air cannon blasting guests in time, with the cannon fire adds to the effect of the unseen cannonballs whizzing by. Number 5. The original ride features some scene where several pirates chased after giggling local ladies, and one of the heavy-set lady pursued a pirate. This particular area has been changed several times to keep up with modern guests that feel appropriate for a Disney park ride. At one point, the heavy-set lady was giving a rolling pin to chase the pirate off. Later on, the ladies and the pursued pirate were given food items, changing the object of the pirate's desires from ladies themselves to the goodies they were carrying. The giggles were all dropped from the soundtrack as well. Curiously, the bride auction scene remains unchanged. Number 6, the pirate have that scene where the Pirate's Ride has that scene where there's fire, and the fire effect in Pirates is surprisingly simple. It is the combination of cloth, fans, and lighting, but when seen from afar, it actually looks like the town is burning. The effect has fooled many riders into thinking that a real fire is being used, including one Anaheim fire chief who was on the verge of shutting down the ride until he realized that the flames were not real. So you guys know what I'm talking about, that scene where they're all singing yo ho yo ho and they have those burning buildings down. If you come around the corner and you did not know, you would think that that fire was real, and of course, you know, Disneyland can't really do real fire and stuff like that, especially an uncontrollable fire like that scene. So they had used sheets to do it. Number 7, one of the most memorable parts in the Pirates of the Caribbean song is the song Yo Ho, A Pirate's Life for Me is as catchy as It's a Small World, but far less likely to drive you crazy. The music for the classic tune was composed by George Burns, who wrote the Ballad of Davy Crockett and scored numerous Disney films. The lyrics are by Francis Xavier Atencio, better known as X, who also wrote the original script for the ride, as well as the script and theme song lyrics for the Haunted Mansion. So that guy did a lot for Disney, and a fun fact actually about that guy is, originally he had never written a script before, so when Walt Disney had asked him to write a script, he actually didn't know if he's going to be able to do it, but you guys know he ended up doing a great job on it, and that script is amazing for that ride. Number 8. Another scene that has undergone several alterations is the Tired Pirate, also called the Pooped Pirate. When the attraction opened, he was holding a petticoat and spouting all manner of pirate-themed innuendo about the young woman hiding in the barrel behind him. Once again, lust was replaced by gluttony, and the pirate switched to talking about delicious food he had eaten. Not everyone loved the changes to the ride. X himself called the revamped version Boy Scouts of the Caribbean. So he actually didn't like what they had done when they changed his script for it. Number 9. Following the success of Pirates of the Caribbean films, the rides in Disneyland and Disney World were altered to include characters from the movies. The town is now under attack by Captain Barbossa. Jack Sparrow can be seen hiding throughout the town. And at the ride's conclusion, more recently, the mermaids from the latest installment of the series on Stranger Tides were added to the ride as well. If you guys remember, they're in that scene of the dead, but they actually aren't there anymore. They had actually took those guys out and just kept Jack Sparrow and Barbossa. However, if you guys have ever watched one of my videos before, Jack Sparrow is supposed to be in the ride 3 times. However, people have multiple people have said that they have seen him 4 times. That is because Johnny Depp sometimes likes to go to Disneyland and just dress up as Jack Sparrow and go along the ride. And so if you ever see 4 and you see one that you see a Jack Sparrow you have never seen before, make sure you guys yell, "Hey look, it's Johnny Depp." Maybe he'll come out of character, and it would be pretty funny to see his reaction to that. So number 10, one of the most impressive movie-related additions is what appears to be a waterfall from which the face of either Davy Jones or Blackbeard emerges, warning guests that the danger's ahead. As the boat reaches the waterfall, both the face and the water vanish. However, it is just that mist. It's that mist scene, so it actually does not vanish anymore. You kind of just go through it. So there's some cool facts about you. I actually got a couple more for you guys that actually, some of them are actually not even about the ride. It's about some stuff that most people don't know. For example, there on the outside of it, if you see the ride or see the building from a certain angle, you can see 2 sails on the top. However, like I said, those were not actually supposed to be there. They're actually really hidden. You have to seriously be at a right angle to see them. So Pirates of the Caribbean cost $8 million to build. However, the final bill for the New Orleans Square was $15 million, which was actually the same cost as the real Louisiana Purchase. Also, the Louisiana Purchase actually has another tied to Anaheim's own little piece. The attraction facade was partly inspired by the city's Cabildo building, where the Louisiana Purchase was signed in 1803. You guys know there's that restaurant in the area of the ride as well. I mean, it's the very beginning, called the Blue Bayou. The Blue Bayou restaurant was originally supposed to be a dinner and a movie. So the Blue Bayou restaurant has been housed in the peaceful swamp area at the beginning of the ride since Pirates first opened. Had Disney kept the original plans, however, the eating experience would have been so serene. While guests dined in the Creole cuisine, Pirates would amaze and entertain them after giving it a dress rehearsal. Walt had told the executives that in this restaurant, the food is going to be the show, along with the atmosphere. So he had changed his mind about what he wanted to do with it. Originally, he wanted to be the pirate in the show, and then he's like, you know what? The food is going to be the show, and everything else is fine. Alright. Disney knew that launching such a ride was a typical ribbon-cutting ceremony would be huge missed PR opportunity. Instead, he recruited veteran Disney performer Wally Bogue to hijack press the night for the sailing ship Columbia, a boat ride on the rivers of America, and steer them toward the new ride. Once there, Bogue and his pirate crew busted the fake front doors to the attraction to open it. To christen in the ride, actress Dorothy Lamour smashed a bottle of water from the Mississippi over the anchor, one rumored to have belonged to the real Jean Lafitte. And of course, going to the special effects, Disney has always been ahead of his time when it comes to engineering and special effects, and they were certainly ahead of the game when it came to creating the fake fire I had told you before. So 1967, that was probably the closest to fire anyone has ever been without actually having real fire. And if you guys noticed, you guys actually ever see the building, it is actually taller than the actual ride. There is an actual room above the Pirates ride. The space above Pirates was intended to be a 3,000 square foot apartment for Walt and Roy Disney to use for entertaining or relaxing when they're at the park. But Walt died before it was completed, and Roy decided afterward that he didn't want to use it. So the space used for entertaining the space was used to entertain VIPs for many years, and then operated as an art gallery. These days, it's home to the Disneyland Dream Suite, a tricked-out apartment where guests occasionally get to stay. So, that's actually kind of cool. Alright, before entering the building, be sure to check out the wrought iron fence on the balcony. The stylized initials have WD and RD worked into the iron, representing Walt and Roy Disney. When you get inside, try to count all the animatronic figures. You should come up with 122, which comes out to be 68 humans and 54 animals. And finally, for many years it has been rumored that the ride contains the real skull amongst the fake ones. That's that one, if you guys ever look when you're going to that room where there's that pirate sitting on his bed with his magnifying glass studying his map. People have said that that is a real skull, but it has not ever been confirmed. Disney never confirmed it, but a few cast members have. So if you ever ask one of the cast members, they will tell you it's a real skull, but like I said, no one actually knows for sure. I am actually talking about one more thing, and it's actually about some of the hidden Mickeys. Now, most rides have a bunch of hidden Mickeys in it. However, some of the rides have other hidden characters. For example, Pirates of the Caribbean actually has a hidden Goofy. Now, the hidden Goofy is actually in that same scene as that real pirate. It is actually like a little carved into the wall of the rocks. It is Goofy actually facing towards the pirate. I will post this picture. We'll show it for you guys. Tell me what you guys think, if it actually really does look like Goofy or not. It has been a rumor that it was Goofy. So if you guys don't think it is, leave your comments down below and let me know what you guys think about it. I will see you guys next time.